Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm Ray, and we're being a little quiet tonight because Sammy's going down for bed. I waited way too late to record this. It was a rough day, but we're here, and we're going to try and meet our weekly goal of posting a video. So what I want to do with this video is, I want it to be kind of a journal of my completions for, let's just say each quarter of the year. I think that's a fun way to break it down. So, it'll be achievements and trophies. I mostly game on Xbox. You'll see my gamer tag in the corner there. It's the same on PlayStation. If you feel like following me on either platform, feel free. If you want to play games, if I'm up for it and I have the time, sure, why not? Shoot me a message. But anyway, let's begin and hopefully not wake Sammy up. So first of all, this is a game called Geometric Sniper. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo-ish kind of game where you have a crosshair on the screen, you're trying to find certain targets. It's pretty fun. It's not that expensive. I think I bought the sequel, maybe technically twice on PlayStation, so I plan to play it there at some point. It's a lot of fun. It has a little challenge to it, but it's nothing too crazy. Definitely recommend it. Next up, we have Hello Neighbor 2. Hello Neighbor 2, fun game. I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed Secret Neighbors, and this was on Game Pass. I don't think it took me too long. I think I went there was a day where I banged out 3 or 4 completions while Sammy was taking a nap or something like that. Sammy was younger. He was not as active. So I think what I did was honestly, I put him in the little, I don't even know what they call it, a bouncy thing. You stand him in there, and he couldn't stand at the time. So he was just sitting there watching the screen while I just did stuff in video games. He enjoyed it. It was colorful. But yeah, super easy game. I think it was on Game Pass. I don't know if it's still there. But if you're into Hello Neighbor games, this one was a little more manageable than the first one, I thought. Space Science Investigations. This was an interesting game. I believe it's free. And it's kind of like a learning game. It's pretty interesting how they have this. You first person explore a space station, and you find certain pieces of information, and that's really all I can say. It wasn't a bad looking game. It was pretty well made. If you're into free gamer score, a nice G for you, recommend it, and maybe you'll learn a few things. I don't remember anything, but I learned stuff at the time. Then we got DC Super Pets Adventures of Crypto and Ace. This game's okay. I mostly played it, 1, because I like DC, and 2, it was I was trying to find games that I could play while Sammy watched me play games. So there's some violent stuff that comes up that I was I'm not going to let Sam watch that. But this I thought was a cool little game that he could watch me play. Wasn't hard. Again, pretty easy completion. It was on Game Pass at the time. If you got kids that are into it, or you're into easy gamer score that's not super embarrassing, definitely hit this one up. Blind Postman. Is it because I'm blind? Or going blind? Yeah, a little bit, but also it's a very fun puzzle game. Think of it like the sliding ice puzzles in the Pokemon series. I don't know if they did them outside of Gold and Silver, but you slide around, you want to get to the end. Excuse me. You slide around, you want to get to the end of the level, and it's sort of like you slide, hit a wall, slide another wall, you want to finagle your way around it. And upon making this video, I realized there's another 1000 G on Windows, so I'm going to go back and get that at some point. There's a few collectibles, there's some guides for some of the trickier achievements, but ultimately, very, very fun game for what it was. I don't think it was that expensive. It might have been $5 at most. So, big recommend. Resident Evil Reverse. Don't recommend this one. I think I got it for free with the season pass for Resident Evil Village. It's not bad. It was fun-ish, but it's tough. It's not an easy one. I had to boost for this for sure. Definitely. And people are take it very seriously. So, if you're in Resident Evil, if you got it for free, maybe try it, get a boosting group together. That's what I would recommend. I didn't do Portal 2. I was helping out a friend with some achievements, so we'll skip that. Golf with Your Friends had a title update, and I think I completed it at the time. Clearly, it's gotten more achievements since then. I just haven't gone back. I want to say it was like a candy level maybe. So I love Golf with Your Friends. I think it's pretty fun. I have it on PlayStation also. I just don't play it on there. I like these games that keep giving you free updates, but it's very tough to stay up to date with them. I actually kind of wish that Xbox and PlayStation would implement something where, and I get it's a niche community that we have here, achievement and trophy hunting, but maybe give me like an update somehow, like, hey, there's been a title update. Why don't you go back and play this? So, yeah. Gears 3, I don't, let me see. I think I got an achievement. I think maybe I did the, no, doesn't look like it. No, I think what I was doing was I was trying to start the grind on it, and you know, the last thing I have to do is seriously 3.0, and my progress got reset like a few years ago. So I have like I would say I'm maybe like 10% of the way there, maybe. That's kind of like that would be like the pinnacle of achievement hunting, I think, for me if I completed Gears 3, because it is one of my favorite games of all time, but it's just such a grind. But who knows? One day, maybe. Once I get that 2000 or 2000, maybe I'll just retire from the hobby, but who knows? On to another epic classic, Unreal Tournament 3. The servers were shutting down. I double boxed the crap out of this game, and it was so much fun to just play an older arena shooter like that. Also, double boxing was kind of fun for this. You get in a little Zen stages going back and forth in matches. I think I had a buddy help me out with some of these too. And yeah, it's tough. It's no longer completable. The servers are down. So if you got it, good for you. If you didn't, tough toenails. But I still enjoy the game. It was a fun trip down memory lane. The Crackdowns, I think I did a couple achievements in. A game that I played later on because there was another title update that's not shown here is Who's Your Daddy? It's a fun game where one party plays as a baby, the other plays as the dad. The dad's trying to stop the baby from like accidentally killing itself. The baby's trying to kill itself, basically. A little morbid, but it's a funny game. Next, we got Humans. Is it Humans? No, Human Fall Flat. This is one of my all-time favorite games. It's like a physics-based game with grabbing onto ledges and trolling, and you're just playing a little kind of blob platforming, doing puzzles. It's a physics puzzler, pretty much. A lot of fun. I bought it on PlayStation as well. I haven't really touched it there, just because it takes a lot to complete the games. But there was a title update. Clearly, it's had a couple title updates since then. But another one of those games where they just keep adding title updates, like, for free. And I love this game. So I'll go back at some point. It's looking at the achievements, it's probably like 2 more levels they've added. So I'll go back at some point. You'll see it in another video coming up, maybe. Then I pivoted. I was playing some other games, and I didn't realize that I had this game on my profile. I played it for like a little bit, Medal of Honor and Airborne, and boy howdy, this was a nail biter. I think I got like right down to the wire for when these servers went offline too. There's been a couple games this year where I've been focusing on like server shutdowns, but I mean I got it with Game Pass, so it was free, and honestly, it was a fun game. I mean, there's one achievement where you have to, I want to say, win every game mode, and that can glitch for you, which sucks. Luckily, it didn't for me. I feel like I always have the worst luck with those types of things. Very fun World War II shooter, I believe. The campaign's fun. I would recommend it just for that. You're not going to be able to complete it, but if you have it, it's fun. Then we have a game called Save Room, and it's a cheap puzzler game, very easy completion. And the best way to describe it is think of the attaché case from Resident Evil 4, and that's basically this game. And just for that alone, I had a blast with it. It was pretty fun. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I think I started this in March, and I finished it in March, I'm pretty sure. It was leaving Game Pass, so I wanted to get it done. I wanted to see if it was if it was as bad as I had heard, and really it wasn't. It was pretty fun game. You can see that it's made by Square Enix. Like, there's traversal through the, like, scrunched up through the walls, and I'm like, that's the exact animation from Tomb Raider games. But honestly, very fun. It doesn't fall into the pitfalls that Marvel's Avengers did, and even the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game, where this game made it its own, sort of universe. It gave us very different versions of the characters than we're used to, where Marvel's Avengers was like just close enough where people, I guess, had issue with it, and the Telltale Guardians game was like, felt like a sequel to the movies, but not really, and you could act it differently than the characters would, but you didn't want to, or at least I didn't. This game was pretty fun. Definitely recommend it. A little long in the tooth, though, I will say. Then we got Chess Knights Shinobi. This was a fun little puzzle game that, honestly, I'm looking at my list right now. Did I not? Well, I'm just checking in on this. Oh, I didn't write this on here. Okay. Guess I missed it. Cool. So not my last Xbox game. Let's go back. Chess Knight Shinobi. Fun game. It's a puzzler. You move as a knight, but it's in like feudal Japan on a chessboard. And it was a simple puzzle game. Nothing too crazy. It was enjoyable enough. Would I recommend it? For easy gamer score, I guess, yeah. But other than that, probably not. Don't regret it, though. Do not regret it. And apparently the last game that I have on Xbox for the month of March and the first quarter of the year is a game called A Memoir Blue. It was an interesting narrative game. Achievements were easy. I think this was also on Game Pass. I heard pretty good things about it. Very interesting story, very enjoyable story that I think tackles... Ooh, let me see if I can remember. It was so long ago. I want to say it's like parental issues with children. Like, as the child grows up, I think they reflect on some of the parental choices. So, and I could be like dead wrong. I haven't played it in months, so, but I remember it being a good experience. And then the last game is just going to be a pop-up on the screen because I don't want to take the time to, hook up the PlayStation 5 to the capture card. But the last game that I played in the first quarter of the year was a game called Sagebrush. It's a rattle-like a game. Visually, it's interesting. It's kind of like, how would I describe it? Like a pixelated first-person perspective. And very interesting story. I think it's one of rattle-like's more narratively interesting games, where you come back, I guess, after years of escaping a cult, to kind of figure out, I think, what happened to your brother, I believe, or maybe you're being interrogated about it. It was really interesting. I definitely recommend it. I think it's on Xbox as well. Usually the rattle-like games are on both. I just haven't bought it again. But I recommend it. Definitely. It's one of the better rattle-like games for sure. And it does not take long to complete. You might need a guide, though. Some of the visuals make it a little bit of a challenge. And then also, there's a few puzzly elements that might be a little obtuse. But Sagebrush, absolutely recommend. So I hope you enjoyed quarter 1 of 2023 achievement and trophy hunting journal. I don't know what to call this. I like watching these types of videos. I think it's interesting getting other people's perspective on the hobby, finding some games that I didn't know about, or just some, other inputs than just review scores. I had fun reminiscing and going over what I actually earned throughout the year. Let me know down in the comments if you found any interesting games on the list, if you've played any, or if you're going to try to hunt down some trophies or achievements from the games I displayed from the first 3 months of the year. And next time I'll try to do a better outro. I'll try to figure it out. I'm still rusty at this, but again, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Now let's go back to AC Mirage.
تم نقل طولها. ها دفعة جديدة من الفندق مع